My name is Simon Rogan. I'm the chef proprietor of the Umbel Restaurant Group, and we're sat in L'Enclume, my flagship restaurant. The farm is massive to what we do at L'Enclume. It's the centre of everything, and I've mentioned some of the reasons why L'Enclume has been particularly successful in the last couple of years. One of the biggest factors has been the productivity and the quality of the ingredients, which is on offer to us now. So when we first started the farm, it was my old mate Dan Cox. We came up with the idea of it and we expanded it, and we had this idea of where we wanted it to go. And ever since then, we really never had the right personnel to really take it forward as much as what we wanted. But then a couple of years ago, a guy called John Rowland came along and took control of the farm. And now, like I say, the productivity and the quality is absolutely staggering, and he is a massive factor in now getting the farm to the world-class operation that we always had ambitions for it to be. So we found that the better the ingredients we get, the simpler the food gets. Not too much on the plate, keeping the ingredients to a minimum, letting the main ingredients absolutely shine. That isn't to say, you know, we haven't got to start introducing layers of flavour to it, and that's what we try to do. I think what changed for me and took us on the road to where we are now with Michelin was, I was probably a little bit too simple at that time. It was a bit too less and I needed a bit more. I had some information from, some feedback from Michelin to say, look, you know, they want more layering of flavour, they want more X factor in the dish to take that dish to the next level. I took it on board, went away, COVID happened, we developed our product with that in mind, and we came out of COVID and achieved the ultimate goal. So I think that's what's changed, and we've had a team very, very settled for the last 3 or 4 years. See, Paul's come, ingredients on the farm. I've been in Cartmel for 2 years, working alongside the team. So a typical dish here at L'Enclume is we've got some West Coast Turbot. This is banging season. West Coast Turbot we gently cook, so we brine it for 5 minutes, wrap it in cling film, steam it for 8 minutes or to a core temperature of 45 degrees, so it's just cooked, and then just rest it. And then on the plate we've got some sliced asparagus, some asparagus puree, slivers of raw razor clam, and then we make a sauce of the bones of the turbot. We smoke them on a barbecue first, make a stock out of them, add some asparagus juice, infuse it with pine, then some pickled tapioca for a bit of acidity, and then split it with a watercress oil onto the plate, and then we sit the turbot on top. Just glaze it a little bit with a pine oil as well. So super simple in appearance, but the layers of flavouring, you've got salt, acidity, freshness, herbal. It's everything that we stand for at L'Enclume. So there we have West Coast Turbot, razor clams, asparagus and pine. So another dish typical of L'Enclume is probably one of our specialities. It's been on the menu now for 4 or 5 years. Slightly tweaked here and there, but I don't think we could take it off the menu. So it's the seaweed custard. So see, it encompasses a seaweed, melting, sort of soft seaweed custard. 88 degrees, 16 minutes, always. That's the cooking temperature. And then on top of that, we have some Porlock oysters, which have been poached in their own shells and their own juices. Take them out, chop them up on top of the custard. Then on top of that, we have some shredded kelp. On top of that, we have our own blend of caviar in connection with Petrosian in Paris. So they blend it with our own percentage of salt, and it's mold and sea salt, so that's quite unique. And then to finish off the dish, there's a lovely beef broth, which is infused with a little bit more sugar kelp, and then added some rendered roasted bone marrow. So there we have our seaweed custard with beef broth and bone marrow, Porlock oysters and sugar kelp.